All right, good morning. The pardon board is convening. We're now at Louisiana State Penitentiary. With the staff there at Angola, please introduce yourself for the record.
Deputy Warden Rochelle Ambo.
Reginald Admiral, classification.
Carmen Shipley, offender records.
All right, thank you. And our first case there this morning is Mr. Celestine. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
To introduce yourself, tell us your name, C number.
I'm Ricky Celestine,
What's your number? DOC number.
174109.
All right. Let me acknowledge we have some folks in here with us in Baton Rouge. In the room with us, we have Lisa Celestine, Sandra Lewis, your sisters. You
Yes,
have
ma'am.
brothers Willie Celestine Sr., Oliver Celestine, Yvonne Celestine, and also we have Lelia. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, Celestine.
Yes, ma'am.
And for those who want to speak on your behalf, we'll call on. But first, Mr. Celestine, let me read some identifying information into the record. I'm going to ask you to verify if it's true or not, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Prater because your case has been assigned to him. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Celestine, you are here today seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced in Evangeline Parish in December of 1990. For second-degree kidnapping, you received a 40-year sentence. And for first-degree rape, you received a life sentence. And those sentences are running concurrently. Is that information correct, Mr. Celestine?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Prater.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have a number of people here at headquarters, at the DOC headquarters that are going to want to speak on your behalf. 3 of them will allow to speak in a little bit, and we'll go over that in just a minute. But first off, I want to hear what you have to say, and then I'm going to ask the warden there to tell us what kind of inmate that you have been since you've been incarcerated for quite some time. But begin with Ricky. Tell us what happened. Why are you there? You know, I don't need a lot of detail, but tell us why you're there and tell us what you've done to show this board that you're all of the length of time that you've been there, you've done something productive in changing the way that your thought process is and your actions.
Well, I'm here on the first-degree rape and second-degree kidnapping. And we was just riding around and seen the girl that picked up, put in the truck and continue on with sex acts on her, you know. And I know I should have did. I'm sorry about that. That wasn't my intention to do anything like that, but I was drinking a little bit, and that's all I could really explain myself to it about it.
Now you say we'll get into some questions in a little bit. So some folks are not used to talking in public like this, and so I understand it's difficult to talk to strangers. But you gotta help me a little bit here. Tell me what you've done since you've been there that's going to help us make a decision and try. In other words, try to sell us on the fact that you are a changed individual.
Oh, yes, I am. I've been to numerous classes, and I just only had one job here since I've been here. I've been here for 30 years, 35 years. I've been working at the silk screen for 30 years. And people ask me to help them do things. I help them out. I mean, it's not very much you can do, but I've been doing the things that I could to make myself better than what I am now, was before, you know. And let's see, I've been going I did a lot of classes. I did 100 hours, the risk management, uh, which one it is? Substance abuse. Did all these classes here.
Okay, got any sex offender?
Yes,
Treat-
I went to, that been, when I first got here, 35 years ago, I went to a class, I think at Camp C. I did AIDS class.
Okay. What about victim classes? Have you been to any about victim impact classes or anything like that?
No, sir.
What do you think about the impact it had on this young lady?
Well, I know it hurted her. I hurt her and her family. I realized I did that, which I shouldn't have. I know it had an impact on her life, and I'm sorry about it.
Okay. All right, let's talk to the warden a little bit. Warden?
Oh, good morning. So Mr. Celestine did take sex offender treatment. He did 4 phases of that and 100-hour pre-release, and he also had anger management. I do not see in his folder where he had taken substance abuse treatment, and he needs victim awareness. He needs to do an accountability letter, and he needs to class.
Okay. All right, appreciate that, Warden. Let's move on to the folks that are here. And I want to welcome y'all to headquarters here, Department of Corrections. When you go to speak, if you would, go to the podium. And we'll give each one of you 2 or 3 minutes to tell us what you think about this request. And we've got 3 people that are going to speak, 2 sisters and a brother. And then we have a brother, a niece, and another brother that are either Zooming or here. So out of the 2 sisters, Lisa Celestine and Sandra Lewis are the 2 sisters, and the brother is Oliver Celestine. And so y'all decide, if you would, which wants to go first and approach the podium there and speak loudly to us. And then the next one will come up and introduce themselves.
Thanks, you guys.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. My name is Oliver Celestine. I'm Ricky Celestine's brother. Ricky and I grew up together. You know, we're very close. And I love him very dearly. And I visited him a lot in prison since he's been there. He's to me, he's shown a lot of change. He's shown a lot of growth. I'm here today to let you guys know that if his parole is granted, you do have a place to stay. You do have a job, because I own a construction company. So you do have a job. And we're also getting together a restaurant, because I noticed while he was in there, he liked to cook. So we opened a restaurant, also a little barbecue place that we're gonna probably set him up in. If we want to get up and running, but until then, I have a construction company that he can work in.
Okay.
So, and I would really appreciate it if we would have this opportunity to be a productive member of society.
Sound like a very supportive brother. Thank you for those comments, and we will certainly consider them. Okay, either one of the sisters that'd like to be next, please introduce yourselves and talk to us. Good morning.
My name is Sandra Celestine Lewis, and I'm Rita Celestine's sister. I'm here to speak from my heart. and to ask that you keep considering giving my brother a second chance of life out of prison. My brother has always been a good, kind, and caring person. Even before his incarceration, he had a big heart and would go out of his way to help others. I know and see that he has learned from his mistakes and experiences and has truly changed his life. Over the years, I have seen tremendous growth in him. He has taken full responsibility for his past and worked hard to better himself in every way possible. He spends his time focusing on positive things, reflecting, prayer, and trying to help others avoid the mistakes he once made. When we speak to each other, I can feel the sincerity in his words and the maturity in his outlook on life. Through faith, reflection, and growth, he has become a stronger and wiser man. He speaks with honesty and humility, and I can feel in my heart that he's ready to move forward and live the way God intends him to live, righteously. Today, Ricky is focused on peace, family, and living with purpose. He talks often about wanting to work, be there for his family, and give back in a positive way. I believe he means it with all his heart. If granted parole, he will have the full love and support of our family. He will have a stable home, and I will personally help him with everything he needs to get back on his feet, from finding work and transportation to providing daily encouragement and prayer. He will not walk this path alone, as our family is ready to stand beside every step of the way. We pray for his healing and his future, and I truly believe that God has been working in his life. If given the opportunity, I know he will make the most of it and never take it for granted. Our family loves him dearly and will continue to surround him with encouragement and accountability. We believe he has learned from his mistakes and he is ready to live a responsible and productive life. As I stand before you today, I gracefully ask that you please consider giving my brother Ricky a second chance to prove himself. I know that if released, he will work hard every day to make the most of his opportunity and take his freedom from him. Do not take it, never take his freedom from him. I thank you for listening to me today and for the compassion and care you show when making difficult decisions. May God bless you all.
Great, thank you very much. Appreciate that, those comments.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Lisa Solstein. I'm the sister of Ricky Solstein. First, I want to thank you all for allowing me this opportunity, allowing us this opportunity to speak on behalf of Ricky, who has been incarcerated for 35 years. I stand before you not just as a sibling, but as someone who has witnessed firsthand his journey, his struggles, and the profound transformation during his time while incarcerated. 35 years ago, my brother made choices that led him here. He acknowledges this deeply, and those choices have shaped his life and the life of his family, you may see, forever. However, what I want to emphasize today is not just his past, but the remarkable personal growth and change he has demonstrated during his incarceration. We know that Ricky is prepared to return to society. We understand that. Over the years, Ricky has embraced every opportunity for rehabilitation that he could find, and he has participated in social programs and educational programs and has diligently engaged in other trainings that have equipped him with valuable skills. These experiences have not only prepared him for the workforce or entrepreneurship, but also instilled within him a sense of pride and purpose through therapy and a lot of self-reflection. We have a pastor, one of our brothers is a pastor, and he did a lot of self-reflection with him. My brother has confronted the pain and the consequences of his actions. He has shown remarkable insight into his past and has committed himself to becoming a better person. Both our parents prayed consistently for Ricky, and they did have the opportunity to see his transformation before their death. His transformation isn't their influence power. He has become a source of support to his fellow inmates, mentoring those who walk the path that he once did, illustrating his commitment to helping others avoid some mistakes. The family that awaits him outside, family you see here on Zoom and others at home on prayer, we are ready for him to come home. And we are ready to support him wholeheartedly as he reintegrates into society. We have built a solid support system, ensuring that he will have the guidance and the encouragement necessary to succeed. We will help him find meaningful employment, as my brothers and sister has stated, so that he can contribute positively to our community rather just being defined by his past. Releasing Ricky is not merely about granting him freedom. It is about giving him the chance to fulfill his potential as a productive and valuable member of society, as we know he used to be. It is about allowing a man who has changed for the better, who understands the value of life and the mistakes of his past, to live that truth outside of the walls. As a family member, we believe in second chances. We understand that the road abroad ahead will not be without challenges. We know that, but we are prepared to walk the path with him, providing the emotional support, the mentorship, and the love. With the tools that he has acquired and the lessons that he has learned, we are very confident that he will navigate this journey successfully. In closing, I urge you to consider Ricky Celestine with compassion and understanding. His time in prison, his 35 years, has not been in vain. He has transformed into a man ready to embrace life, contribute positively to society, and rekindle the bonds with those he loves. I thank you for your time and for considering my brother and family's requests.
Thank you very much. You're a very supportive family, and thank you for coming here to talk to us. Now, Ricky, I'm hurt. If you could have said a partial thing of anything that your two sisters and brothers said, it would have helped me a lot. You're not, I want you to open up and talk to me and tell me what you've done and what you're thinking, and in other words, convince me, act like it's what a job interview is, act like it's a job interview and you're trying to talk me into hiring you.
Okay, yes, I heard everything. I have been productive in here. I mean, it's not on paper or anything, but I'd be talking to guys around here. I talk to plenty of people. I try to do my best here. I've been productive. I've been I took classes and all that, and I've been working to silkscreen for 30 years. I didn't go take no trade or nothing because I've been there for 30 years at silkscreen. And like they say, I want to get out there and be productive. I want to do things for other people out there that I hadn't had a chance to do. Then my brother, he got his own place, job. I want to work with him. I'll go work with him. We got a barbecue stand out there. I do know how to cook, so I'm gonna go and start that off too. So that way, my nieces and nephews gonna have a place to work instead of be out there on the streets and running around. That's all. I mean, I'm not a big talker. I mean,
Yes, sir, I get that.
It's not.
I get that. That's why I'm trying to help you so much, Ricky. Um, Warden, let me ask you something again, if you don't mind. Could you give me a little more insight into, he's been there a long time doing the same thing and fairly discipline free, I know for 10 years. Um, what kind of fella is he? Give us a little bit of help here.
He's very polite. He causes no trouble. He's been working at the steel screen, and while working at the steel screen plant, he has got numerous awards from Prison Enterprise for his work production. So he's actually been a very, I guess you could say, model inmate here since he's been here. Besides the classes that he needs, other than that, he's been doing pretty good.
He the kind of fellow that y'all trust a lot to, I know his work product is good, but say he's a pretty good inmate.
Yes, he's a minimum B trustee. So
Okay.
he's a trustee. He gets to go out on the compound and work at the steel screen and stuff like that with little or no supervision. The only thing with a minimum B trustee is that he can't go outside the gated areas, but other than that, he's free to roam anywhere else in the prison.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna ask my board members, I'm gonna throw out a lifeline to some of them to kind of help me in this and ask some questions, Madam Chairman.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions, Ricky. We've heard you say that you've taken programs, a lot of programs, and what I see is the sex offender treatment, the 100 hours, and I think an anger management. And you indicated earlier that you took some early on when you first got there that we may not see a record of. So tell me, I'm interested in knowing what's the most important thing you learned in that sex offender treatment class. You took that over a long period of time. There's 4 phases and you did them all.
Yes, ma'am.
Learn about what you did. What did you learn about you and then what did you learn about what you did?
Well, we did some tests about the sex offenders, like how hurting people and can't explain myself like I want to.
I know.
Hmm.
Did you learn anything?
Ma'am?
You did get something out of it?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did. I mean, this thing I did is not right. It's not right. I took the class and it showed me things that we shouldn't have did and what's wrong with everything that I did. I shouldn't have. And I mean, man,
Yeah, okay. Well,
I
so
want
I don't see, what grade did you finish in school?
I quit in eighth
Why'd
grade.
Why'd you quit?
Well, I had trouble in learning how to read and write.
Right. So since you've been in Angola, have you taken any, reading classes or anything like that?
Well, I signed up for it at the time, but at the time they wouldn't let us in at the time, and then I just went too late on doing it. I had guys in there helping me out to try to learn how to read and write. It just, I don't know. I just couldn't. I just couldn't.
Yeah. So what's your job at the silkscreen shop?
Well, I make all sorts of signs, decals. I do special projects for them. Do shirts. Do license plates. I do a
Probably,
variety of things.
yeah. You probably know how to do it all over there. You've been there that long.
Yes, ma'am. I basically do it all. The only thing I don't do is get on the computers and stuff. But anything, hands-on, I could do it.
Ms. Renata,
Yes.
on October 29th of 2010, they entered him in the Cajun records as having refused to take any academic testing or education classes. So I guess because of his lack of knowledge of reading and writing, he refused to even get in classes.
Right. All right, so I have one more question, Ricky. I see in your record, that, and you mentioned, I think that you've been drinking or something. I see an arrest. I think I saw an arrest for marijuana. Have you, been exposed to any substance abuse classes?
But I was taking it before I come on the board. They put me in the class. Monday was my last day. Monday coming is my last day. I got the letter. I got a letter from the teacher
Okay,
showing me
good.
that Monday is the last day.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, Rick, let me ask you something. Who is Georgia May Joseph?
Georgia May Joe.
Joseph. Do you know it?
No, sir, sure don't.
Okay, because it shows when you were arrested to commit forcible rape of Georgia May Joseph, aggravated rape of Ruby Desatel. But then I don't see Georgia May Joseph anywhere else in the arrest report. So you don't know what Georgia May
No,
Joe.
sir.
Okay. And then one other question. Did the victim tell you she was pregnant?
No, she did. No, she did.
Okay, that's the only questions I have. Thank you, Ricky.
I have some questions. Mr. Celestine, from what you said, some of the reasons you haven't gotten classes were, either barriers that you weren't told, like the letter of accountability. And I know that you can't ask for what you don't know exists. So some of this stuff seems to be victim oriented. I don't know how much of it you were told. And then the warden just said that you refused some classes, and you said it was because of your inability to read and write. Maybe that embarrassed you. I understand all of that. But the most wonderful thing about Angola compared to jails and stuff like that is all the programs that people get offered there that that the victims don't get offered. Just a quick victim awareness here. From the point, first of all, you said that you just picked her up and put her in your truck, just like it was an aside, like she was hitchhiking or something. That wasn't that. It was a choice. You forced her into the truck. And then you said it wasn't your intention to rape her. You brutally raped her. So you need to complain about that kind of stuff when you talk about it, because we know what happened. And secondly, from that point forward for the victim, then when it's reported, unless they're in a good, safer zone where there is a trauma unit for sexual assault victims, they get brought to the hospital. And then that right there is very brutal for them too. Just sometimes back 35 years ago, anybody could be in the room. They had to tell their stories, generally to men. There wasn't a sane nurse, which is a nurse that specializes in that kind of examination. So they're traumatized again with having to tell the story over and over again. On top of they were just raped. And then when they want to make better of their life, let's say, they walk that path by themselves unless they're in what we have now, some sexual trauma clinics that they can go to, and they will help get resources for them. But probably she didn't have that. So she didn't have anybody that would say to her, let's go do this. You can get counseling. I'll bring you all the different things. She had to walk this walk by herself, scared and hurt. And then she has to go to court. She has to tell the story again. So all of this time, your victim is just being re-victimized, re-victimized, re-victimized. And there is nobody offering that victim classes to heal unless they're just fortunate to live in the right place. So for victim awareness, you've got a wonderful family supporting you. And I've no doubt that they will help you in every way to succeed in your life. But your victim may have come through a whole different set of circumstances. And I just wanted to say that on behalf of the victim, not her personally, victims in general that go through this type of run. It is short of being murder to be aggravated kidnap and aggravated rape. Murder would be the next call. It's that gruesome for a woman to go through something like that. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Celestine, I heard your family say that you're a changed man, and I see the classes and stuff you've taken. When did you realize that maybe you wanted to make a change in your life? For the things you've done. I see a little remorsefulness in you, but at what time and when did you feel you change your life?
Well, to be honest with you, the time when I got arrested and I figured I did something wrong, that's when the time I said I need to change, because I never should have did this to anyone. No one don't deserve to be treated like I treated. So my time had began when I got arrested.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any other questions?
No questions.
Ready, ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Crater.
Doggone, I'm trying to help you out, Ricky, best I can, but at this point, I want to see some more programming, and I want to see you work on your education a little bit more. Or even if you have to miss work or get out of work or whatever, and start taking some programming so you can communicate better, because when you get out, you're going to have to be able to communicate better than what you currently are able to. I'd like to see you take victim awareness so that you're really aware and we don't have to pull it out of you. And it may be that every night when you lay down, you cry yourself to sleep out of what you've done with a victim, but you have not been able to tell us that. And I understand your limitations. I've talked to people all my life with limitations in their educational level and their maturity level and their intellect. But I just don't see it yet. So at this point, my vote is to deny this, but I want to see him come back and after some programming.
Mr. Freeman.
I concur with Mr. Prater.
Mr. Tillis.
My vote is to grant 40 years.
40.
Yes, 40.
Mrs. Stapleton.
My vote is to deny due to the heinous nature of the crime, the lack of victim programs, and not totally truthful about what happened.
All right, Ricky. You didn't get the vote you needed today, but you got some more work to do. Are you willing to go try to do the work?
Yes, I am.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I think Warden Ambo is going to help you get what you need. But today, sir, your application for clemency has been denied.